Hello!
It's me, Pee Wee Herman. For the next 60 seconds, MTV will conduct a test of its own emergency comedy system.
The sound you hear.
It's just a test. Please stand by. This has been a test of the emergency comedy system on MTV Music Television.
Had this been a real comedy emergency,
Special emergency comedy instructions would follow.
that is all!
Welcome to 91 Reasons, a pop culture fueled rocket into the far reaches of nerd culture. Featuring your hosts, Jeff, Rachel, Luna, Austin, and Josie. It's Tucker time.
Okay, so here's what happens in life, right? I work at Knott's Berry Farm. It's a world-famous theme park with people from all over the world. And in my free time, I like to go on YouTube and watch videos of people at other theme parks because I'm a complete nerd about that kind of stuff, right? So, the algorithm on YouTube will direct you to videos that are kind of like the ones you were watching, right? So I'm watching this really, really fun video, and it's this very charismatic guy, and he's at Paris Disney or Tokyo Disney. I don't remember which one it was. Which one has the Aladdin walkthrough diorama thing, right? Paris, right?
Disneyland Paris.
So I'm watching this, and I'm like, this is really damn entertaining. So I started binge watching all of these videos from RANDOMLAND. And no joke, 2 days later, I'm in the employee lot at Knott's Berry Farm, and for some bizarre reason, the western entrance is open. That's the back side of the park. It's never open. And it was open this day for some other reason, and I look up, and the guy from the video is walking down the street.
Do not forget your amazing family was with you.
And I said, that's the guy from the videos. And Josie starts screaming, and we're all screaming, and the poor guy from the video turns and goes, hey, everybody. And it's time for a picture, and we're hanging out, and I go, oh my God, I see your videos. And here he is.
The magical soap.
Well, yes. Isn't that funny? Ladies and gentlemen, here on the show from RANDOMLAND, Justin Scard.
It's me.
And Tyler.
Fake Tyler.
Fake Tyler. Why are you fake?
Let's not call him Tyler.
Why are you fake Tyler?
Fake Tyler.
Oh boy, well it all dates back to when my parents. No, I'm just kidding. He had another friend named.
I had
Tyler.
another Tyler. A
Really?
Tyler once.
An improved Tyler.
And
Yes.
once he moved away and I got this Tyler, I had to differentiate.
Fake Tyler.
So fake
Yeah.
Tyler.
So
Someday he'll work.
This
his
is my
way out.
brother Daryl. This is my other brother Daryl.
Right. I'm working on calling him typical Tyler because everything.
Or TT for short.
TT.
Everything he does is so typical.
Cool.
But yeah, I was walking out of Knott's Berry Farm through the western entrance, the never open entrance, carrying a bag full of magical soap.
That's right.
And you guys all start making loud noises.
We're screaming.
And I
Oh
start
my
looking
God.
behind
Oh my
me.
God.
Because I'm thinking, wow, who's behind me? It's probably somebody really exciting. I thought Johnny Depp was back there or something.
Like, no, it's
was
Justin from RANDOMLAND.
The soap.
It's the soap.
And here's the thing.
excited.
Here's what's so funny is
Okay, so that means it was Christmas time then. 'cause
it was
soap.
it was the crafts fair. Yes.
Yeah.
So the video you made with the soap, we have watched how many times? It's ridiculous. You go up to this giant Jack Skellington rock up in
Yeah.
Chino Hills.
In Norco.
Norco, right?
Yeah.
Excuse me, Norco, same area, right?
Yeah.
And you
It's
rub
very
soap on it, and you have the chicken, Julio the chicken.
Yeah.
Oh my
Julio.
God,
Good Julio.
This is the funniest stuff we have
Dying
ever.
to see that rock.
I'm glad some
I just
people
don't know
appreciate
that I
that.
can survive the hike.
Yeah, Rachel.
All real healthy here.
We've decided Rachel won't make it.
You can do it. You just have to you just have to pace yourself.
Well,
I
I'm
almost couldn't do it because of
all
my knees.
about it, so
I
we're gonna
almost
do
couldn't
it.
do it. So it's like, all right.
How long?
There's
You
a steep
park.
way and there's a long.
You park your
flat
car.
way.
How long is it up to the rock?
30 minutes if you go slow.
Yeah, Rachel would.
If
If you
Probably.
run, you
If
can
you
do
go
it in
slow,
25.
you can do it 30 minutes and it won't be that bad.
Yeah.
Or, well, people take their horses out there all the time, so you probably get on horseback. See, most of the videos I do are the ones people watch are at theme parks and stuff. Or
Yeah.
I'll go to historical stuff and do like Route 66. So then when I do stuff like that with the magical soap, I always think everyone's going to be mad.
Oh no,
Because
no.
it's basically just
No.
me indulging my
It's
overactive
original-
imagination,
It's
right?
original content. It's imaginative. It's fun. You make the. Here's the thing.
I always thought people are going to hate this one.
The other thing is, I've made a few videos. Nothing to the extent you do, but I know how. I mean, making a video is fun.
Yeah.
Editing a video is not fun.
that's fun.
And your videos are so well edited, especially with the storyline of like the rock battling the chicken. I mean, getting those shots and knowing later on what you're going to do with them.
Yeah.
That's tough.
I have to film in order now because it cuts
Do you
the
really?
editing time down. I have to film everything in order, which sounds easy, but it is hard.
no,
if
that's
you're doing
hard.
something like that because you're like, well, you got to walk all the way over here, walk all the way back,
Walk all the way back,
over here.
right.
But it ends up being easier in editing.
Quiet.
Rachel's got licorice.
Our fans know that I always bring in chips or something really loud
Yeah.
during a podcast because I'm trying to be a sweet host.
Like, there's a
it just
podcast.
goes and
Would you guys like some corn nuts?
Yeah, heck
No, we can't have corn nuts
Be
on a
quiet.
podcast.
We can eat this.
I just got a crown on my tooth. They didn't have any corn nuts.
Oh,
Red vine.
you better eat this red vine.
Like we
Eat mine.
watched, you were at the Madonna Inn.
Yeah.
And that was a great one because you go, and there's the computer. I'll be editing this video on later.
Yeah. But that's what happens. You film all day and you put all your energy into it, and then you go, oh yeah, the editing. Luckily, my girlfriend now helps.
Oh, that's good to
I've
have
got
help.
her like trained well enough, like on how I do it, that I can trust her like completely.
Oh, that's
to
good.
go.
That's really
But,
important.
Of course, it's not her job to do it, so that's like more of like a when she comes with me, she'll help kind of thing. And she's helping me right now, so I can be here. But when I go on like these trips, like I'm going tomorrow to do Route 66 for 30 days, I was just thinking like, dang, I'm on my own again.
Oh, I bet,
It's
man.
all
That's-
me.
What about
Film all day, edit all night.
Were you at the Ripley Museum?
Yeah.
That was cool.
What, their warehouse?
Yes.
Now, I was just talking about that today
That
because
was
I had the glasses
awesome.
in the other car. I had the glasses with the two things, and I was just thinking about how they gave me those glasses, Ripley's. Yeah, they let me in their warehouse full of dead human skulls and
That's
stuff.
great.
Here's the thing about Ripley's, though. The guy, Edward Meyer, who buys everything for Ripley's, so he's been Robert Ripley longer than Robert Ripley was Robert Ripley, right? He buys every single thing in there he buys. And I never knew everything was real. I always thought that the whole fun part of it was, believe it or not, I
the
couldn't know
shtick
about the
was,
cartoons.
yeah.
So now I know. Now, so then I thought, well, okay, it's real. But I always assumed each thing that you saw was like a copy.
Right,
or a
because they have
duplicate.
museums or
'Cause they have so
attractions
many,
all
yeah.
over the world, right?
No, they're all real. If there's a vampire killing kit, then he went and found another one. Like,
Oh,
and
that's
so
cool.
you'll see like the two-headed cows or whatever. Each one, unless it specifically says it's like a replica, which is super rare.
Yeah.
Each one
Well,
is
like,
actually real.
they-
So they have a whole room full of them, and
Like-
they all come from one farm.
Really?
One farmer somewhere
That's
who
making
said,
two-headed cows?
No, he said he'll adopt any of them. So every other farmer that has them, like he puts the word out.
Oh,
To
okay,
all these
that's a nice
agricultural
thing,
associations.
right?
So it's one farm. He'll take the pregnant cow that's going to have the two-headed calf, and they're pretty much destined for an early demise, and he sells them all to Ripley's. But here's the weird part: he's got this warehouse full of medieval torture devices, Iron Maidens, human skulls everywhere.
He has the band in there?
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's got
Just
the whole band, dude.
constantly in there, just
he's
all the
trying to get
time.
Ozzy. We'll see what
Oh,
happens.
cool.
He's gonna go for the whole.
They're
South.
gonna put me in a museum.
What's his
Sharon.
name? Oswald, the guy who allegedly killed Kennedy. I was gonna say the guy who killed Kennedy, but then I thought there's someone out there who's gonna say allegedly. He's got all his bedroom furniture. Like he's got everything in this huge warehouse. You know, it's like the end of Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Yeah.
And he doesn't care about any of this stuff. What he cares about is like, check it out, an elephant made out of car tires.
Oh, yeah, right,
Check
right.
it out. It's a boat. It's a car.
It's a
made
coffin.
out of matchsticks. And we paid some guy to make it out of matchsticks. Like, here's a picture of Jimi Hendrix made out of belly button. Like the stuff that's made on purpose to be weird.
Yeah.
So to me, I was like, I mean, that is weird. I mean, by itself, that would be really like, oh, okay, that's kind of cool. But that's always the stuff in the Ripley's that I skip because I'm like, I don't care about
Oh,
the
yeah.
Jimi Hendrix made out of
Did
guitar
you go to the
picks.
one that was here?
Yeah, years ago. That's that I went in the Buena Park one. That was great.
Yeah.
So
Beach
that stuff
Boulevard
never
was
impressed
thriving.
me.
Yes.
What impressed me is like the human skull. You know, so I'm like, can I hold it?
Yeah.
He's like, yeah, you can hold it. It's like trash to him. He let me hold a mummy hand. He's like, it's 3,000 years
Oh,
old. Here,
that's
you can touch
awesome.
it. I don't think it was on camera, but he's like, yeah, here you go. Just hold the human mummy hand, and then that was like not impressive.
He's like, but look, this is Ronald Reagan out of jelly beans.
Exactly. He loves that. Literally, the jelly bean portrait, and it was just it's so funny because and then it took me a long time to realize it's because the guy spent 30 years with human skulls. Human skulls are old news.
Yeah, it's old
to him,
hat.
You know? Yeah.
He's looking for what's new, what's
so
fresh, what's
crazy.
now. The greatest thing about Rachel used to work at the Buena
Explain
Park.
that he's on the floor. Because it's
I've been driving all day.
Don't worry,
so
take a picture. You can post with the episode.
Okay.
Rachel used to work
We're
at the
like
Buena Park
Bunny and
Ripley's,
stuff.
right?
Really?
Really?
And
That's
And
awesome.
Movieland.
they had this.
We worked at both.
They
I
had
love
this cool
wax.
thing where it was a mirror, and they had a TV playing of a guy that could swallow the bottom of his face and look like Popeye. You ever seen that old
They
video?
got on
Yeah.
all the imagery too of it.
Right,
man.
exactly.
Like all
Yeah.
flyers
So
and stuff.
Yeah.
they
And
have.
you're supposed to try it, right?
You have to try it. Can you do it? And it's really just sort of real bland. It's the beginning of the tour. You don't think anything of it. And then you go through the tour, and it's about an hour and a half to go through all their exhibits. It's really cool. And when you get to the end, it's a two-way mirror. And it says, remember this from the beginning? And now you get to watch the people coming in making the faces.
I
Right?
could watch it all
that's
day.
great.
It was hilarious.
That was really clever.
Wow.
Yeah, it's
Really
funny 'cause The
clever.
Ripley's are really, really well done, and now so when I went to there, I can't talk.
When you
anymore.
went to
when
there.
I went there, they gave me this card. The guy gave me his card. His business card on the back lets you into any Ripley's for free.
Wow.
So they're not everywhere.
They're not
but every
every-
time I encounter one now, I'm like, oh well, I might as well go in because I've got this card.
Sure,
So-
sure.
So I've used it, and it seems to work. So far, so good, right? Like people are like, well, I've never seen this before, but okay.
Oh,
come on
really?
in. Yeah, it's
They
really
don't
bizarre.
go, oh my God, he's got the
Be-
card.
Because I say like every time they're like, well, I don't know what to do with this. I say, well, you could always call him up, and since he's the vice president or whatever the company,
They
they're
just
like,
buy
no,
it.
you could just come in.
So what we need is a Bob Iger business card.
right.
And just walk up to the gate and go, it says I can get in.
Well,
That'd
you
be
could call
cool.
him. Yeah, no.
Yeah, you
so
wanna
they
call
let
him?
me in, and now I've seen a couple, which I never thought I would do. Because how often do you go to Ripley's? And they're actually like really cool. Like there's really rad stuff in there.
No, she worked at because they also had a partnership
sad
with
when that
Movie
closed.
Land.
Yeah.
So I used to go, I'd pick her up from work or go into the museum.
What is it now?
And it's a hookah lounge.
Cool.
That's what Ripley's is. The Wax Museum is just a dirt.
Well, the
lot
Wax
right now.
Museum's
Well, it's
nothing.
become
But yeah,
that
the Ripley's is
butterfly
a
thing.
hookah lounge.
Yeah, it's really sad.
Yeah.
But I mean, the little birdie told me that there might be a new Ripley's coming to this
To this area?
To this
Oh,
area.
that would be great.
But
That would be great.
I don't
I just think it's different. Because you're at my house. I collect all this
Yeah.
weird crap. It's right up my alley, you know?
I think Ripley should do annual passes, but they're like, why would we do that? Because your exhibits change all the time. Because they're priced for the impulse buy, right, of the
Yeah,
tourists. And
yeah.
I'm like, I think if you had a membership, that there would be some people who would do it.
To them, they're not a destination.
Yeah.
They're an also go-to.
Right. And they're very good, and they know that though. They're very self-aware about that. So I'm like, So, but I like having the pass because it allows me to I just like going to see.
Have you heard of the Subway Pass? The Subway Black Card?
No.
You ever heard
For
that?
the sandwich chain?
Yeah, the Subway Black Card.
transportation
They've only
method.
given out 2 or 3. There's only 2 or 3 in existence. Jared had one, which is obviously not around anymore. But it allows you to get anything you want at Subway
For free?
for free. Whatever you
I
want.
want that card.
There's some celebrity.
use it.
Some celebrity dogged Subway so much that they finally gave him one, and now he's like, I can go to Subway whenever I want and get a sandwich. I want
But there was
that.
a celebrity that put Subway in their house.
I just
Remember?
want
Tommy
free.
Lee.
Tommy Lee. I knew
Yeah.
him somewhat.
I just want
He just put a full
free-
Subway with like a Subway
You
employee.
want free what?
Like
Soda.
working in his home.
That would save
Wow.
me so much
Every
money,
day.
I think.
Vacation.
Just free Dr. Pepper or Mountain Dew. Or
It
both.
says if you work Halloween Haunt, it's all the soda you can drink the entire month as an employee.
Now, does that
but we
include-
don't have Mountain Dew or.
Does that include Boysenberry Punch?
Yes, it does.
It does.
Why?
Yes, it
Why-
Yeah,
does.
Knott's,
You don't
Knott's
need
is all
Dr.
Right?
Coke
Pepper then.
products, right?
We're Coke, yeah.
Except for the boysenberry, do they have to have a special
It's a special-
clause
yes.
in the contract? Like,
Yes.
we have to be able to serve our boysenberry?
Absolutely.
I just went to Calico and I noticed that they serve it there too.
Do they really?
I never noticed there's these faded old signs on the windows, so I thought, well, that must have been from back in the day. You go inside, they still have it.
Did
They
you
have
see
it
the
on tap.
statue of Walter that's
Yeah.
there? That's
I
I
cool,
was just
right?
there recently, and,
And-
Yeah, you finally went to Calico.
And the Haunted
in
Shack,
the daytime.
right?
Yeah,
What'd you think?
it's cool. I mean, what was it in the nighttime? It's not that
Yeah,
much
I
different.
took him to like a ghost walk at Calico.
Oh, cool.
He hated it. He
Oh, yeah.
hates ghosts. He's terrified. Here's a weird thing. we've taken him to a haunted house for it. Tyler's a very he's pretty skeptical about ghosts, right? He's a skeptic. That's the easiest way to define you. He doesn't like labels, but look at him. He's uncomfortable. But we take him to the haunted house. He doesn't want to go upstairs. He's like super uncomfortable with haunted houses. But he doesn't believe in ghosts.
Now you're talking about a real haunted house, not like an attraction haunted house.
Purportedly actual haunted.
But
it's a real house.
I lived in a haunted house on Beach.
He lived in a haunted house, dude.
There were ghosts all the time.
Who's Haunted Beach Boulevard, dude?
It's a house from 1875.
It was the stagecoach stop for the.
Is that down by
Wells
City
Fargo.
Hall?
Yeah,
Yeah,
across
that
the
was our
street.
house.
Yeah, we used to live there.
You used to live in those
One
houses?
bedrooms,
Aren't
2
those like
kitchens.
those
Now
are
our
like
bedroom
museums
is
now.
someone's office.
The cool ones with the
So
clock
weird.
in front from Knott's?
Yeah,
Yes.
the Draeger Club.
Yeah,
Sick.
that's our house.
You know where the
You used to live there?
where the miner is sitting there?
In that?
That was
We
my.
were married
That's where we
there.
got married.
That was like the start of
Why
our
would you
relationship.
move?
I was dating him when he
It's-
lived there.
My mom died,
Yeah, it's a really long
and she was the
story.
leader of living there.
And then it went back to the city and became a historic monument at that point. Which
Now
we
it's
were
the Chamber
glad
of Commerce.
because it would never be
Yeah.
touched, and our home would always be.
I've never
placed,
been
like,
inside of
go
it.
to.
Oh, we should go on a
Is there
tour.
a-
It's
Oh my
fun.
God.
Museum or
Dude,
something?
it's only open like
It's-
it's pretty sparse.
Well,
It's like 8 to 4 or
Upstairs?
something.
Remind me afterwards to tell you a Buena Park history project that we're working on. We
yes.
can't talk about it, though.
We
Okay,
cannot
don't talk
talk
about it.
this
All right.
right now on the
On a
web.
show.
On the web, but this is good pod.
You're gonna like
this
it.
Is this is what
Okay.
we call it, sizzle.
All right.
You are going to lose
You're
your
gonna
mind.
like
All right. I'd love that.
It's
Good,
good.
good,
All right.
good call.
It's good
dude.
times.
Good call.
So you've been
Oh.
I want to talk about it now, dude.
in the guise of Random Land. You've
Yeah.
been everywhere.
Yeah.
What sticks out as like this is the coolest thing I've seen?
Disneyland.
Because you know what?
Right.
I went through and watched some really old stuff because that's what I like.
Yeah.
You and Adam the Woo going to all of the Pee-wee's Big Adventure locations.
Yeah, that was fun.
That was so friggin' cool to watch.
What was cool about that is we found a bunch of places that weren't published online or anything.
yeah.
And
That's why it was so great. Because
was
one of
hunting
them I
down filming
remembered.
locations since I turned 16, so a million years ago now, and I started with Back to the Future, and I found a whole bunch of the ones from Part 2 that no one had put online, and the few people who claimed they knew where they were.
Right. No, you
wouldn't
found the
say.
staircase.
And I was like, I'm gonna find all this stuff. So I found the staircase from Biz Casino. I found Jennifer's house, which a bunch of people said they knew where it was, but wouldn't tell you where it was. I found Marty's condo, which see, fanboys can be really anal about stuff. So later there's a guy who's like, well, I lived in that neighborhood and posted a picture on some obscure
Yeah,
Zanga
doesn't
or something.
count.
It's like, that doesn't count, man. Like, I let all these people know I had this whole website. So that's how
You
Adam
either
and
plant
I
the
met.
flag or you don't plant the flag. You know,
Yeah.
right?
So I have this website, bttftour.com.
I discovered it on accident because I'm a big
you
Back to the
love
Future
Back
guy.
to the Future.
And halfway
You're
through,
wearing
I'm
a Back to the Future shirt.
right, and halfway
now.
through, I'm like, this is Justin's site.
You know what?
He's in the pictures.
Side note, you need a shirt that just says "Ask me about 1985."
That would be awesome.
You need that
Yeah.
as a shirt.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
I have
how
a
Adam
whole
and I
rack
met,
of
'cause
Back
he's
to the
like,
Future.
I think this guy's in a band. Like, he put 2 and 2 together. He's like, your band and my band should tour just so we can nerd out on this type of stuff.
That's great.
And then it turned out we love all the same stuff, roadside attractions, this, that, and the other thing. So the whole tour, we're like trying to get all these like, we're serious musicians, man. It's about the cause. To pull over and go to all the
Right.
dorky,
You're like
silly-
Clark
Yeah.
on vacation.
Yeah.
Ellen just wants to get to the
Right,
vacation
and that's how
destination.
they all
And
are.
Clark's
They're
like, we're gonna miss the world's biggest ball of twine
We
here.
have like one other guy with us that was cool, and the rest of the guys were like, where can we get some beers?
yeah.
So
I have no patience for that.
So then we become friends, and his videos start kind of after that. Really, he had done a few, but then he starts traveling more and more. So then by the time he finally makes it out to California, it's like Back to the Future, and then he's like, maybe we should do Pee-wee. So by then I have all these years of like hunting, filming locations. So we found like the biker bar. Everyone said it was this different place on the same road, but it was a totally different place. And it's all the stuff that BuzzFeed now like posts.
Oh yeah.
Since then, like,
10 movie locations
Yeah,
you've
10
never heard of.
Yeah, and
We
like,
saw the dinosaurs. That's what we did.
and
Yeah.
those guys can call up the location manager and the assistant director, and they can find out exactly where it was.
It's
in
much
2
better
seconds,
to go
but-
and like
but we hunted
find
it,
the spot, right?
That
and
was
to like
fun.
because I'm always talking about.
The hard one was the train. Where he jumps off the train with the hobo. Jimmy Crack Corn.
Oh, yeah.
It's in this field.
But you found it.
We found it, and it was like the best day ever. Where it's like, yes, the field is still there. It's not built.
One
over.
of the locations is L.A. County Fairgrounds, right?
Yeah. Pomona.
Okay, because
But we couldn't
find the spot.
Fudged the rodeo part of it because it's changed so much.
Yeah.
Figure it
But
out.
I remember as a kid watching the movie and going,
Yeah.
"That's the Pomona Fairgrounds."
But they've changed the rodeo. There's less emphasis on rodeo in Southern California than there once was. More's the pity.
Crazy.
But
And they tore down the wagon wheel,
and
right?
They tore down. Yeah, the wheel in is gone.
The wheel in, yeah.
I just was there 3 days ago because I took my son out to Joshua Tree and then we were driving back and he wanted to go to the Pee Wee dinosaurs and I was like showing him the rubble pile of like, look what was here 5 minutes
See,
ago.
when I grew
That's
up,
a Knott's Berry Farm connection too.
Claude Bell, right?
Bell.
I grew up in the 80s.
And he lived upstairs.
And
No
did
one
he-
knew that. There
Oh,
was
did
an
he really?
apartment upstairs, and Adam and I, we didn't break in, but the door was unlocked. Getting to the door was difficult. But the door was unlocked. There was an apartment upstairs, a whole apartment.
At
that
the
I
Wheel
later
Inn?
Found out, that he lived in right before he passed
Oh,
away.
wow.
Apparently, or his
So-
family.
Growing up in the 80s, I was obsessed with movies. Back to the Future was my main thing. And
Well, I could tell looking around.
I know, right? But I had this thing where I needed to be in the spot that the movie was filmed
that's the best
to be
feeling.
part of
There's
it.
something
Yeah.
crazy about that.
There's
huh?
something mystical about
Yeah.
it, right? To just like, I'm here. Right? The first time I went to Puente Hills Mall, I was crying.
That
I
was
know
golf
that. I
and
know
stuff
that
for me.
feeling. Yeah,
The
for the
Ralph
Karate
Macchio.
Kid. Heck yeah.
Yes.
I was like, oh my god.
And the girl's name was Allie.
Oh,
See?
there you go,
And
right?
everyone growing up, everyone called me Daniel's son. I
Oh.
hated it though at the time. It's because I'm skinny and brown. So everyone's like, "Oh,
Come on,
Daniel's
let me
son."
see the baby
It
blues.
was
Come
either,
on,
it
take the
was
glasses
either
off.
Mowgli or Daniel's son. I got growing up.
Wow.
Mowgli was the worst, dude. I hated that.
that's rough.
That made me mad.
That's rough.
Don't call me Mowgli. Now I'm okay with either one, you know.
Okay,
But like
cool. I'm noting all
the rest
this.
of my family's all like vampires. I'm the only one that got like the Sicilian gene, so I just turned brown. I don't know. So it's always Ralph Macchio, and then I end up with the girlfriend named Allie.
Oh.
Weird.
Yeah. So my thing was, we would cut a hole in the fence at Universal Studios at midnight, and take 2 hours to get down to
From the neighborhood?
Yes.
Like above the theme park?
up on Barham, right?
Barham, yeah.
So it would take about 2 hours to get down to Town Square, which is Hill Valley.
Because you had to go like ninjas, right?
Oh yeah. And I just remember the first couple times, like just I can't believe we went to the top of the clock tower. We went to Lou's Cafe. Like this is prior to part 2. So this was all part 1 locations, and I just remember like I've done it. Because the tour, who cares about the
Yeah,
tour?
that
You're stuck on a tram.
Well, at that point,
I
you
wanted
can't
to
even-
be
it's
there.
not VHS, right? Or well, not very many people have that. Was the movie even? Could you even watch the movie back on repeat?
Well, yeah, no. The thing was, Back to the Future came out as a rental copy
Right.
in mid '86. The day it came out, I told my mom we had a beta player. I said, Ma, they're only going to get one copy of, because everybody has VHS. We
Yeah.
have beta. I said, you got to go to the store, multi-video, when it opens, and you got to get it, because when I come home from school, I got to watch it.
Video.
So when I got home from school that day, she goes, they didn't have it, Jeff. And I was destroyed. She goes, so I bought it. She had ordered me a beta copy at $60, $59.99.
Wow, dang.
This is like half a week's wages in that time.
Yeah.
And I got to take the plastic, crinkle the plastic off. I still have it to this day. It's in my case,
no
right?
one will know that feeling.
Oh, I know, right? So you put the tape in, top loader beta, you put it in, push it, there's no previews, the movie just starts, and then there's that moment, you know what I'm talking about? The moment at the end when it says to be continued, because that wasn't in the theatrical release, and I had a heart attack. Oh my god, they're making a part 2!
I just
Oh
imagine,
my god!
I just imagine you running through the walls like in Roger Rabbit when he busts through the window. And
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
The shape
Makes
of
the shape of me.
all the walls just.
You can see my arms
Yeah.
and my mullet.
See what's weird
Yes.
for me
It's just falling through the walls.
Because I was born in '83, so I never saw Back to the Future. I saw part 2, and I saw part 3 in the theater. I saw part 2 somehow before that, so it must have been a rental or something.
It came out right before
the movie came
Yeah,
out. Okay, so
yeah.
that's how I saw them then. I saw one on tape, and I saw the third one in the theater. So I never saw part 1 for years.
That's
Wow.
wild, because it's
Because
the best one.
I don't know what channel, but some cable channel got a hold of it and kept playing 2 and 3 and 2 and 3 and never played part
Never
1,
played
so they
one.
must not have had the rights. And then I finally, I don't know how old I must have been. By then I'm like 10 or 12. I finally saw part 1 watched the whole movie from start to finish, and was like, "This is the greatest movie ever made."
Oh yeah,
I must have been.
And
No, I
know
must
what?
have been older than that, 13 or 14. It was high school age by the time I finally got to see. Back to
They've
the
done
Future.
studies. The movies you see at 13 or 14 are the ones that make the most impact on you. You know, some kids got stuck with Transformers, Dark of the Moon. The lucky ones,
No, see,
they got Back to the Future.
I feel like I was lucky because I was born in the 80s, so I should have missed it. But the thing is that just because that's when home video
It's when it took
really
off.
started to
You're
take
right.
off when I was a kid and became cheap,
yeah.
all those movies were getting
Right.
released for the first time on VHS, like Star Wars and all that kind of stuff. So that was like,
You-
it's like
you-
I saw it for the first time.
You
with everyone
benefited
else.
because I've
Yeah.
talked to people. There's a guy that comes on the show, really nice guy named Gabe, and we're talking about Raiders. He's like, yeah, I got the box set for Christmas, and I watched them all at once, and I'm like, oh my god,
No.
that took me 82,
Yeah.
84,
Yeah,
and
right.
89, 7 years of my life to get to see all of Indiana Jones' adventures, and you watched it in a day.
Yeah,
I'm
isn't that
so
crazy?
jealous.
But see, I was complaining about this to my girlfriend because she's 10 years younger than me, so I was saying like, you don't know what it was like waiting for even the VHS re-releases, right? Or going to Blockbuster and you couldn't just watch every Disney movie. Let's say.
Oh
Let's
yeah,
say you wanted to watch all the
no.
classic
They
movies
released them in waves.
7 years apart or whatever.
Yeah.
So you could maybe find one or two and watch those two, and you just have to wait.
I think that's why the millennial generation is so different because they have the freedom of everything available
Yeah, if you
at
can't
once.
get something right now, you're like, oh, I can't get it. I'm so bummed for 30 seconds because you'll find something else.
Yeah, but you and I and us older folks were like, we had to wait for it in the mail or
Yeah.
You're much older than them. There's
Yes.
our generation, their
No,
generation,
I don't know.
and then Allie's generation. There's 3 generations
Tyler's
going
like
on
between me and Allie. I
conversation.
I'm 27.
He's 27. I'm 34, and she's 20. She's 21. So
Wow,
there's like
she's
so he's
baby.
more on her side. But sometimes though, you and I have it's
We
weird.
won't dare it.
But
We
I-
have a
yeah.
20-year-old son. We'll just say that.
But-
That will
but I
tell
mean,
you
it's
where
the same-
we're
How
at.
old were
But
you
you-
when your
like,
20-year-old son was born? That's the key. Well, my parents were 18 when I was born.
I was much
So
older.
it's
They're
weird
young.
because now my parents are super young. So I have friends that are my parents' age. So when I hang out with my parents now, I'm like, I don't know. I feel so weird. Like my parents and I can be friends, but my other people my age, their parents are like still this sacred weird thing on a shelf.
baby boomers.
Yeah, they're not.
Oh yeah.
And that whole depression, like weird, like
Yeah.
Great Depression
Yeah.
era, World War II era parents.
But you could remember going to the video store and what you wanted was checked out.
yeah,
But I
it was
remember
gone.
that too. That was
And then
still
you
my.
had-
that was
It doesn't
on my
happen
You know
cousin.
what's
anymore.
interesting? Then you had to find something else, right?
Oh, you're not going to leave empty-handed. They took me to the video store.
Yeah,
I'm
there's-
getting a video.
and one of two things would happen. Well, I was also there's another thing that used to happen, which is where you go to rent Aladdin or something, and there's no covers, so you rent a different movie with the
You
same
literally
title.
just brought this up.
Oh,
But
yeah,
that was
that's
that's
funny, yeah.
interesting too, because I forgot about that. You go to the video store, you're getting a video. It's been pre-budgeted,
Yes.
and preordained by the heavens, but that one's gone. You will find something
Yeah, but
else.
sometimes you find really
But then,
good movies
yeah,
on
then you
accident.
accidentally watch something you never would have watched. It was like that at the record store too. That's how you used to find cool music that
Yeah.
you never would have listened to
That's
otherwise.
true.
Like, well, I have $10.
I
This
came
album
here.
cover's really
Something.
cool. I guess I'll try this. You had to guess,
That's
right?
all out the window
No
now.
preview online. No Googling
Oh
it.
yeah, no.
What is
no.
this? It has a weird cover. I'll buy it.
Yeah, I was trying to explain to
Yeah.
them video games. I mean, having to play a video game or a Nintendo cartridge, $30 or $40, and you
Yeah.
don't know if the game's any good.
Yeah.
I mean, you can imagine. Did you ever play Back to the Future on Nintendo?
Oh, so bad.
It's the worst game ever. we took it home and we wanted to
That's
break it with a
bad
hammer.
game. That's a really
Marty
bad
outruns
game.
bees.
That sounds pretty
It's
cool.
no, it's terrible.
It's
I
funny
don't know.
because-
Have you tried to play it recently?
So,
Because you might have.
Here's the thing.
No,
so I'm talking to
I
Allie about
couldn't
it. She's
do
like,
it.
"That sounds horrible. What we're describing, but." And it is better now because you can get whatever you want. I get that, but at the same time, there's no thrill of discovery.
Yeah,
I kind of
exactly,
miss that. I
exactly.
miss the thrill of
I-
discovery.
You guys can both relate to this. I feel the same way with toys, or collecting action figures or anything like that.
Oh,
like,
eBay killed that.
But it did. But at the same time, when you do find something at a brick and mortar store,
you get excited.
You're like
Yeah.
psyched on it.
Yeah.
Like it's way
Hey,
way more fun to find something in the wild than it is to just buy.
I
it
go
on
to
the
Yeah,
swap
because-
meet.
because
I go
people
to swap meet
suggest
every
all the
week.
time.
There you go.
I'm always
Yeah.
finding like
There you go.
get that rush. Oh my god.
Yeah,
you know?
I
Yeah.
tell my friend what I'm looking for, Star Wars wise. I'm like, hey man, if you find this or this, the Cantina playset or whatever,
Yeah.
I've got to get my hands on it. It has to be complete, this and that.
Yeah.
And he'll go, yeah, I found you one. I sniped one on eBay for you. I'm like, no, don't do
No,
that.
that's not the same.
We have to find it.
Yes.
You know, like that's
Yeah.
part of it for me. Like,
Yeah,
you
we
have
were at
to-
the swap meet about a month ago, and I was going through a box of junk, and the guy had all these 90s starting lineups and
I haven't thought about starting lineups in a while.
stuff from KV Toys with the tags. And then all of a sudden, I pull this thing out of the box, and I go, how much you want for this? And he goes, give me $5. And I'm like, here you go. And I'm like doing that heavy breathe. It was Darth Vader's lightsaber, the flash gun that makes the lightsaber. Yes, I found it in a box. Yes. I was like, oh my God.
Wow.
That's why I turned to Lou and I said, this is why I get out of bed early and run to the swap meet for this kind of stuff.
Was that
Which
in
swap
the
meet is
Cafe
that?
80s?
No, I sold it on eBay.
Oh, okay.
I sold it for a lot of money. I'm not stupid.
Find it in the wild.
Full circle.
Sell it on eBay.
No, there's other stuff that I find that's like, I can't part with that. That's staying with me. You know?
I'll buy stuff on eBay, but it's always like last resort. If I've looked for something for a year and I can't find it,
It's not the same.
Then I'll get it on eBay because it's the only way I'm going to get it. But it is better to like be in an antique store and be like, what is this? It's an Urkel doll. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's kind of amazing.
He just did that recently.
I love buying that stuff too and then giving it to other people because I'm like, I have it for 3 days and I'm like, I don't need this anymore, and I give it to Tyler.
Mostly it goes to me. He did this thing, I'm waiting for it. I don't know if it's going to end up being in my possession or not. I don't want it.
Oh.
He was in Old Town Orange. He was in an antique mall, and he found a Jack in a Box. It was Blippy the alien,
box.
dude, in the music box. And Blippy's this
crank
on the
it?
box. It's got it's like 60s art.
Oh no,
60s
we picked
J
that
Lo.
up. Austin and I
We were
picked
just
that
He
up.
owns it now.
You bought the Blippy.
Yeah.
It's from the downstairs in the
Yeah.
60s
Yeah.
room.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's
Yeah,
hysterical.
The groovy,
So,
like, boots,
so
right?
Blippy, right? The concept of
Oh, it's
Blippy,
terrifying.
right, the concept
I
of
should have brought Blippy.
the concept of Blippy on the thing, like, oh, this cute little alien, he's got a little antenna, he's in a spaceship, he's cruising around, and then you do the terrifying crank on the
I
jacket.
must have not been with you. I missed
pops
out
up
on
and he's
Blippy.
We saw
When
it.
did you see Blippy?
On my party?
It was at your party, yeah.
I had a birthday party at the Orange Circle.
When?
So you're
We
looking
all went on
around the
scavenger hunt
60s
for the
area,
party.
and I said, you're missing Blippy. And you go, what's a Blippy? And I said, right up there. You said, Willie, take a look at that. And you pick it up, and you're like, this is the scariest thing I've ever seen.
And now Tyler's hoping to
How
get
long
it.
ago?
I'm hoping not to
just
get it.
recently.
My birthday was in April.
Yeah, I found Blippy. So here's the crazy part. So
22nd.
I put Blippy in a video, and I left without buying it, and I go home and I'm like, dang, Blippy, man, so weird. Never gonna see one of those again.
Yeah,
You're
so-
never gonna see that again. And it was just like calling to me. So I went back the next day and it was gone. It was gone, and I was like, it's gone. Blippy's gone. So then I went back again the next day, just in case.
Like they moved it or
And
something.
it was still gone. I was so bummed. And then I saw this lady walking around back and forth between those two booths. I was like, this must be the mysterious lady that
This is
owns
the
these
okay.
groovy boots. And I've seen those booths
Those
for years,
boots
and
are so rad.
I've never
Those are
seen
so
the lady.
cool.
And here she comes with her like two ponytails coming out, all she looks exactly what you
Cindy
expect her to look like.
Lauper?
Yeah, she looks like this really cool lady. And I was just about to ask her, hey, have you seen Blippy? Like, maybe you put him aside. And but I feel like
Have you seen
such an
Blippy?
idiot asking this
Have you
question.
seen him?
right?
You
So-
know if you've seen him.
And I know she's got him under her arm.
Oh, she's
Coming from like a supply closet or something with
And she's
Blippy.
got
and I was
Blippy.
Like, oh my
Bring
gosh,
him
she's
back
got
out.
Blippy. So I was like, she either just sold him or she's putting him back out. So I was like, is Blippy still for sale? She's like, yeah. So, you know what? 2 different people offered me less money for him over the phone. Like they'd ask the people upstairs to call her and offer $10 instead of 20 or whatever they wanted for Blippy.
Blippy's in high demand right
So
now.
2 different
dude.
people, and someone had taken Blippy from the shelf and hid him in another part of the store.
That's like Blippy
Oh.
dedication, dude.
Wow.
So
Wow.
I had to. So I bought Blippy. And now I own this Blippy. I don't know what to do with him.
So you
He's
know though,
terrifying.
so since you saw Blippy,
He's
Yep.
Casper.
It had to be after the 22nd.
it's Casper, but
We
it's
painted
horrifying,
Casper.
Yeah.
and its hands are paper and weird, and it doesn't have antenna when it pops out, and its eyes are all
I
messed
can't
up.
believe I missed Blippy.
I haven't
in the
seen
music
it.
box.
I haven't seen him in person. She,
Him.
Blippy,
It's
him.
him.
Here's the thing. I go to swap meet all the time. And
It's
we,
Y, not IE, right? So it
I don't
just
know.
we have
himness.
we have a cardinal rule. Austin, what's the cardinal rule to swap meet?
If you see it and you want it, buy it.
If you see it and you want
be
it,
there when you go back.
have to buy it.
You have to.
I have been at the swap meet and looked at something. I've gone one aisle over and gone, you know what? I think I'll go back. And I go back and God damn it, it's
gone,
gone.
yeah.
And I get so mad. So I now make
But you do a lot of eBay selling.
I make reckless purchases sometimes.
But you're gonna unload some of them. See, the thing is, I am a one-way street, so
you're a collector.
I have to like,
and you have limited space
but
too.
But Blippi was like, I knew that if 3 people asked about it since I put the video up, that I was like, someone's gonna get my
almost
Blippi.
Bought it.
Someone's gonna get my Blippi and rub my Blippi in my face forever. So I was like, I need to have a say in where Blippi goes.
You ever buy something and the person selling it to you cannot believe you're buying it?
Yeah, that was Blippi.
Right.
That lady was like, I mean, I guess. He's really popular all of a sudden. And
you know what I've got in the garage?
Oh, no.
I have the full-size McGruff the crime dog.
You're kidding
from
me.
the police station. You know, this big puppet that they would take around to schools. And at the swap meet, the guy's like, why do you want to buy that, man? And I'm like, why wouldn't I? Why? But I have this reputation.
You're like, I just hate crime, okay? And
I buy stuff that looks worthless.
Yeah.
Okay,
crazy.
I go out to Rubidoux, middle of nowhere swap meet.
That's a genius idea.
I love it, and I'm the only dumb white guy there. I never talk people down. I pay full price.
There, but he's the only dumb one.
So one time I'm there, and I it's all storage units, right? And the guy whose storage unit, he was a roadie with rock bands. So there's all these rock band items, and I just put a pile together, and the lady looks at it, and she just looks disgusted, like this belongs in the trash.
Sick.
And she goes, "Give me $50," and I'm like, "You got it, lady."
I got a whole box of Striper backstage passes that way once.
Well, this was all
their different tours. These weird stickers.
My brother managed Striper for about 2
kidding
weeks.
me?
No, so all of this was
this
was They Might Be Giants. It was all their playlists and stuff.
Really?
I had no problem making a profit on that, right? But it's just one of those things where I call it the divining rod. You know the divining rod, where you find water? Yeah. I have a nerd divining rod. Even Luna was like, because I bought something at the swap meet 2 weeks ago that literally was trash.
Which one?
The plastic plaques. They were plastic lucite plaques of it looked like a medical thing, right? And the lady goes, "Those are $1 each." And I said, "I don't know what they are, but I'm gonna buy them." And Luna goes, "Why are you buying that trash?" I said, "I don't know." What turned out, they were store displays for Swiss Army knife.
That's
so I sold them for $40 a piece.
That's
with like that quick.
You have some sort of.
My mom did that.
He buys all kinds of crazy stuff, and I'm constantly like, "You're just wasting money." And then he loves to be like,
the one time, the best one was
every time.
I bought the Hulk's arm.
Just one arm.
Just an arm.
Sick.
And she goes, "What are you doing?" I go, "Wait."
Someone out there needs
I sold
an
it for
arm.
$25 because it was the Red Hulk Build-A-Figure.
Red Hulk, dude.
I don't even know what that means.
Right?
See, my mom did that with like those ceramic cute little tchotchke things that every old lady
like
has.
Hummels?
And not even like that, but like lesser than that. Like
okay.
when you wouldn't even know it belongs to something. And it's like every Goodwill's got shelf after shelf of them. My mom figured out that some of these are like really valuable and that people really want these. So she made like this whole side job where she was making like $700 or $800 a month at one point. I don't know if she still does this full time now, but for a while on Etsy, because she'd go snipe these things from like Goodwill, Salvation Army, the random little thrift shop, and it turns out that there's somebody out there who's like, I need to have this certain
That's what
thing,
I do, you know?
a certain duck that matches my other duck that goes with my great grandma's duck.
Right. As an eBayer, you can put the label on me that I'm exploiting people's weaknesses for this stuff, and I go, no. I'm saving this stuff from the dump
because as
and
someone,
doing you a favor.
But as someone who buys some of that stuff, there's some things like that you look for forever, and
you can't find it.
Right.
You can't find it, and it's people like that are saving it for you, and it's worth the money.
I get down in the muck and I find it. Yeah. You know what I mean? I find it. Yeah. And there's that thrill. I mean, there's that thrill of
that's
just...
the thing people don't understand about the profit margin is like, well, yeah, you have to make a profit because the 3 things you bought that nobody wanted
or that I'm keeping.
Yeah.
You know, there's stuff all the time that I have. I'm like, I can't. I have to have this.
Right.
Like, there's one thing I've been trying to buy for like a decade, and I've actually seen it for sale 2 or 3 times, and my wife won't let me buy it.
What is it?
Yeah,
Which
tell
one?
us.
What won't you let me buy?
You're throwing her under the bus now.
Yeah.
A couple things came to mind, but they were too out of your price range anyways.
I want
suspense is
I
killing
I
me.
want a fake leg.
Oh yeah, this is just makes
Wait,
no
wait,
sense.
wait, wait, wait,
This
wait.
just makes no sense.
Any prosthetic
Like a
leg, or are you
yes.
talking about like a wooden leg named Smith, like a specific?
No, I would take any, but it has to be old. I don't want a new one.
Okay, so yeah, like an old, like
Like
a
a
wooden,
He
vintage
looks
one.
for them
vintage
at like swap
prosthetic.
meets and stuff.
Okay.
He just wants someone else's
Oh,
leg.
you're gonna hate
So
me because I just
weird.
saw one.
Did you
No,
really?
Yeah.
What does it matter? She won't let me have it.
Don't tell him.
It was
That's
like
crazy.
$50. It
Yeah,
was
she
so
won't let me have
You
it.
should buy it. Yeah.
Why? Just because it's creepy?
No, I like things creepy. But this is not creepy in a cool way creepy. This is just like, why?
I kind of think it would be cool to have one that was so antique that you knew the person was dead because it'd be a dead person's prosthetic leg.
Yeah.
That you know they relied on every
Yeah,
day.
it's a piece of
Literally,
somebody.
they really leaned on
That's
it for
cool,
support.
right?
Yeah. Literally.
No, no
I can't
creepy.
believe you bought Blippy. I
Yeah,
just can't
had
believe
to.
it. That's
And
the
so
greatest thing
The best
ever.
part is that I know Tyler's terrified of it. So
What
I'm
does
just
it
gonna
does it
hang on-
play? Pop Goes the Weasel?
It's not
Did you
Pop
not
Goes the
even
Weasel.
try
I
it?
can't remember what the music
You and
was.
Austin
It's-
didn't play
no, it was in the box.
I don't know.
Oh.
I don't know what the
Dun,
music.
dun, dun.
It's. I don't think it's Pop Goes the
No, it's
Weasel.
not
though.
Pop the-
But
Goes the
whatever it
Weasel.
is so old.
It's all
and
jacked up sounding.
tin. It's like some
Sounds
weird,
all
weird
scary.
horror movie crank thing.
Oh.
And
And
then
it's-
Blippy
it's
pops
weird
up
because
and it's the worst thing ever.
Clearly, Mattel had the license for Casper and went, what can we do with this
What
mold?
can we do with it?
Well, paint it purple and add some antenna, which have broken off, Blippy. But they painted his eyes like Kaz eyes from, like the Jungle Book or whatever.
Yeah.
So they're all like,
He is.
X-ray vision, and he's
up Blippy.
terrifying. He's
You
like,
know what's funny? To go through that
it's
and
all groovy, right? So I'm sure if you were like in the '60s doing whatever you're doing, and Blippy showed up, you
Oh.
would lose your mind. People have probably
I bet
gone on a
Blippy
trip and never come back with Blippy.
Blippy has probably opened up the world to people. again.
Yeah, dude.
That whole booth
Blippy has
downstairs
seen
is like
things.
Yeah.
total drug trip.
Blippy's seen
Blippy,
some
man.
stuff.
Blippy's.
Not kidding, man.
Blippy used
That's
to be
so
Casper.
funny that you guys.
I know,
literally
right?
had
Blippy is
Blippy,
Casper
man,
after
so
college.
funny.
I just figured it out.
During college.
Yeah, during college. Casper the
Wow.
college
We
years,
did an
dude.
antique scavenger hunt for my birthday party. All my friends gathered
That's
around a
rad.
circle, and I gave out a game that had
What
all
happens
these
if someone
items they had
buys the
to find.
antiques during the scavenger
Well,
hunt?
everyone that came in kept thinking that, oh, you guys are looking on scavenger hunt. Are you buying all these things? No, we just have to take a picture that we found all these weird
Oh,
things.
yeah, right.
But it was really fun to try to locate them all, and then they got points for all the pictures they found.
The stores were okay with that?
They
See,
loved it.
Most of the stores are cool. There's
They
one
were
that's not,
all
though.
They don't want you taking
There's
pictures.
Which
one
one?
store in there that
We
my
didn't
friend
have time,
Tyler,
though.
real Tyler, good Tyler, and I we
Yeah,
were
not
doing
the
that.
bad fake one that's in
Okay,
your
well,
mind
I-
right
When
now.
I filmed all unedited, right? We're in there, we're filming, we're picking up different stuff. There's a couple things I'm like, yeah, I want to buy that at the end of the video. I'm going to grab that. And we're going through and we're filming like we do in all the other antique stores there. And we get to the very end, and the lady, we're like, oh yeah, I really liked it. Do you like that? Because I was thinking about buying it. I'm on camera. And the lady goes, you know what I like? It's people who buy things instead of just coming in my store and taking pictures. But really mean, like not funny.
Oh, geez.
Wow.
Real nasty. And I was like, oh, we like played it off, and then we left. And she was like, she again was like, seriously, don't come in here if you're not going to buy something.
Oh
Which I
my
bought stuff
You
from that
should've
store
just
before all the
taken her
time.
picture.
And I was going to buy stuff that day. So I go out, and I end the video, and I'm like, I can't upload this video now. Because if I do, people are going to go in there. And I was like, I refuse.
Yeah.
Get you in
And to
trouble.
this day, I won't buy anything in
Yeah,
there.
you're
I'm
propagating
like, you know
it.
what? I'm not going to buy anything in there.
We haven't had any.
You should-
Which I understand,
do-
it, but
here's what you do.
I bought stuff from this woman before. I could not understand why she suddenly soured on it. I'm still bitter.
You
over
go
it.
in first and set up the camera.
Okay.
And then you come in and you go, I was in here yesterday.
Big mistake.
Do the
Yeah.
just exactly.
Yeah,
You made a big mistake.
mistake.
Huge
I
mistake.
really wanted to buy.
Yeah.
They had this
Most
Pee Wee Herman
expensive thing.
costume from the 80s, and they're like, you remember the Halloween costumes?
With
when
the
they
string on the
suck?
back.
With the string on the back,
Yeah.
but they all came in the box with the window.
Yeah.
The Pee Wee Herman one is terrifying, and it was in there.
Oh, we have one.
And I
Austin wore it to
cannot
Comic-Con.
Oh, it's terrifying, right?
But they
It
didn't
is
wear the mask.
scary.
They only wore
Yeah.
the tie-on outfit
The
part.
satanic Pee Wee.
I meant to do that.
I did not wear the mask.
Dress up as Comic-Con.
Because I did your little hair up
Yeah.
for you. You were the cutest Pee-wee.
I had that. I went to school.
Oh, look out for
I worked
Blippy.
For a while.
Yeah, I worked for you. The Pee-wee worked for you.
Blippy is straight out of the Playhouse.
He is, right?
Blippy is. Dude,
Blippy.
Blippy could be like a
Good morning, Blippy.
Yeah, he could just be hanging out.
Good morning, Mr. Breakfast.
Yeah, dude, Florey's the best.
Oh, have you ever been to King Richard's in Whittier?
Yeah.
That's a cool place, and it's so big you can film there and they don't even see you.
Yeah, I love King Richard's. And most of those places are really, really cool about it because they're like, well, nothing else is going on anymore.
Right.
Go for it. Because the thing is, when you go filming there, it always happens. This is what almost happened to Blippi. This is why I had to snipe Blippi from the shop. Because if I go film there, I'm showing things. There's only ever a maximum of 2 days delay between when I film something and when it's online.
Well, I know what you're going.
That's an extreme situation. It's usually the day before or sometimes the same day. So people go, dang, I know where that is. That thing is rad. And they go buy it. Because I go back and it's never there.
I wanted to buy that stupid parrot you put in one of your videos.
See? Wait, parrot?
There's a big... Wasn't there a big parrot, a big bird of some sort? One of the videos?
I don't remember.
If you're calling Julio a big bird, he
no, not
Julio
Julio.
is amazing.
No, Julio is amazing. Not Julio. This was a parrot or something. I don't remember.
Funny enough, I got Julio out of Goodwill.
Yeah, Julio's got an interesting story too.
It wasn't even there for a bird, but I was buying the Unfortunate Times Mr. Dapper clothes.
Right.
And I
passed, living in the box.
I passed by just his face was sticking out from amongst a pile of rubble in the Goodwill on Tustin over there, and it was just his little face. The one in Santa Ana, and I was like,
"Yeah, I know exactly."
That's weird. What a weird chicken!" And I kept walking.
What a weird chicken.
And I came back around and looked at it again, and something about his little face. And I walked up to him and I was like, "Hello there, Julio." Dude, and I couldn't leave once I named him. I couldn't just leave him. Julio there stranded, so I pulled him out.
It's
like
the story of
I was
Julio.
like, he probably has no feathers, right? So I start pulling him out, and he has all his plumage is still there, although it's pretty roughed up now.
He's pretty.
Now he only has one eye.
Yeah, he's seen.
He has a prosthetic eye on one side, and he prefers where the eye patch
Sammy
still.
Davis Jr.
I've been trying to explain. Yeah, I've been trying, which that happened on Route 66. Weird enough. On the Cajon Pass, yeah. But I was trying to tell Julio, like, you don't need the eye patch, man. It's okay. People don't even notice the fake eye.
Yeah.
But he's still he's sensitive about it.
Yeah,
Man.
I can see that.
He's in the Mickey and Friends garage right now. So I call my garage. I have a sign from the Mickey and Friends parking garage in my garage. It says Mickey and Friends. So it's
what
Mickey
was
and
it,
Friends
Austin,
parking
in the
garage.
storage unit that we were laughing at so much?
It was that Mickey outfits.
Oh, the terror. Is that?
Oh yeah.
That's not
No.
Terror. That's
uncomfortable Chinese knockoff Mickey.
Yeah.
I have a
best.
Goofy mask in the garage. I'm going to show
those are
you.
the best.
It's the scariest thing you've ever seen because it's skin tight.
Ooh.
What?
I have a skin tight knockoff Goofy mask.
That's Blippi? Is this what he was?
Yes.
Oh, I missed
yeah.
that.
Yeah, that's Blippi.
In all of his horrible glory.
But see, he looks
He came
cute
out
like
in
that.
68.
It's 1968, dude.
A good year for Jack in a Box toys.
Yeah.
Right,
You have,
one
to
year
make,
before.
you have to make a
One,
movie
okay,
with Blippi.
Blippi comes out in 68.
He's kind of
Helter
cute.
Skelter is 69.
Coincidence?
Yeah, right?
I think not.
So. 1 year later. That's all it takes.
You see Manson like, look, man,
I need to give
Blippi told us to do it, man.
who came up with Helter Skelter. It was Blippi.
Blippi is indeed trippy.
Blippi sounds a
you're
lot
off-
like Bugliosi. And he was the prosecutor.
Yeah,
It's a
right?
conspiracy, dude, I'm convinced.
So you're off on a whirlwind tour of Route 66.
I started today. I went to downtown LA to where the original terminus was, right by Clifton's. Then I went to the Santa Monica Pier to show all that stuff. And then I drove Santa Monica Boulevard all the way across town. It took me the entire day.
Oh, you
So
out.
everyone's like, you're doing Route 66, so you're leaving tomorrow. And I'm like, no, I'm starting tomorrow. I'll be leaving 3 weeks from now because it takes that long to drive through traffic every day
Yeah.
here. The funny part is once you get to Barstow, it's like,
Yeah,
no, I'm in another state.
We try to explain to people traffic in California and LA, and they have no concept. I go, no, you're not getting it.
No.
You're just not getting it.
What really
we left
helps-
one time 3 hours to get to Universal Studios
Yeah.
for this special Back to the Future tram ride, and we were late. Thank God they were late too.
There was a special tram ride?
Oh,
There
yeah.
was a special
On
tram ride?
October 26, 2015.
We were at the mall.
Tickets for.
That
We
was
did
for-
that
we were
too.
going nuts at
Puente
the
Hill.
mall.
For We're Going Back.
Yeah.
They had a special tram
Okay.
ride. The 2 things we got special were the actual DeLorean was on display as we drove by.
You know, the first time they did the We're Going Back, they asked me to do their bus tour for all the locations because of my website.
Oh, yeah, really?
But I was in the midst of, like, the whole celiac disease thing. I didn't know what I had, and I was always sick. Like, I mean, always, like, throwing up blood and bleeding the other
Oh, that's
way and
rough,
all this
man.
horrible stuff. And so when it came down to it, I had to tell the guy that was in charge of it, I can't.
Was it Joe Walser?
No, it was the other guy, Ken Capelowski.
Okay.
Or whatever. And I had to tell him, I was like, I can't do it, man. And I think they were super bummed out on me after that because they were like, what is this guy throwing away the opportunity of a lifetime because he says he's sick? But I mean, I was like, deathly
You're
ill.
sick.
I didn't know what I had, so I couldn't explain it to them. It wasn't
Right.
like,
Hey man, I have very horrible diarrhea. every
Did you
day of
did
my
you go
life.
look?
I am bleeding from both ends.
I'm not passing up a Back to
Yeah.
the Future thing on a whim here,
Right,
man.
and it was tough. It was so heartbreaking because by the time they did it the second time, I knew what I had, and I was better, and I could travel, and I could do stuff, but I didn't get the call.
Oh.
Was that
You know, and I was so sad. I was like,
that was the day you and Adam went to the mall? I was with you that day, right?
yeah,
with the truck.
Back to the Future
with the
day,
Pizza
dude.
Planet truck.
And
Yeah.
we went to the mall.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
No, what they did for us, which we didn't know ahead of time, was the Tramps doing the backstage tour, the King Kong, and da-da-da-da-da. And when it gets to Hill Valley, they stopped and they let us out.
Oh,
we,
cool.
we were in Hill Valley for about 40
See,
minutes.
I rode that tram. I bought 2 years in a row. I bought annual passes to Universal before the DVDs re-releases and all that stuff. So no one cared about Back to the Future, and it was all covered up. And just to go back to Hill Valley, just to cruise through, and then finally somehow some friend of a friend of a friend of a friend worked in the finance department there, and walked me back there one time, and I had tears. In my eyes.
I did. I was the same
Like,
way. I'm here. I'm home.
Yeah, I was in Hill Valley.
Julie,
I
we're
think all
home.
the Ghost Whisperer stuff might have still been set
Yeah.
up in there, that big gazebo and
Yeah.
all that, but it didn't matter. It was
No,
still Hill
you
Valley.
squint.
And
know?
it
Do you remember?
It was after the fire. No, it was before. No,
The Lion Estate signs were still back there too.
Yeah. It was,
Oh yeah.
I think it was before the fire. It might have been before the fire.
What's your favorite?
No,
part
it's
of Back to
after
the
because
Future?
I didn't get to walk into Cafe 80s.
Oh no, was it gone by then?
Yeah. So the Lion Estate signs. So I wanted to walk to the Lion Estate signs because for years I saw them. They were deteriorating, and they restored them, or so they said. The exterior was restored.
The new ones are replicas.
And then I went back there, and I said, "Where are they?" And she's calling around everywhere, and she leaves me alone with the courthouse. I go check the door. The door's unlocked. I go inside. The columns are still there behind that new facade.
Oh, yeah, but yeah,
the columns
uh-huh.
are still there. So I'm hugging the columns. And I come out. She's like, "Okay, so I'm on cloud 9," and she goes, "I have bad news though. They just threw the Lion Estate signs away." And that's what happened. Despite whatever else their
threw 'em
official
away.
line is, they actually chalked them up and threw them away. And then, of course, whoever at DreamWorks or Amblin or down the road there was mad about it, and they built those replicas, but they chopped the original ones up and threw them away because something went wrong with them.
Oh, that's so ridiculous.
And they were like,
we
well-
went to Horror Nights just this last year, and they had a Purge walkthrough, and I get to the end of the Purge walkthrough, and there's one of the cats from the top of the clock tower.
Sick.
I was
Did
like,
you touch it?
oh yeah, I took a picture with it. I hugged it. I like
In
you
the middle
did.
of the
I
day,
hugged
I'm
it.
like, what are you doing?
I go, this
And there's
is
2 sets because there's the little ones that were up there, and then there's the full size ones that
this
were
was the
next to
full
them.
size
Oh,
one.
man,
I
that
went
was
up to it and I
so
went,
cool.
Is that the Purge walkthrough on the back lot or up? Because they had one upper lot too. Was it the one on the?
it was
back
the
lot?
one around all the touristy parts.
Okay.
It was upper lot.
Yeah.
Upper lot.
I
It was supposed to
I went
be.
through that, but
Amazing.
It was supposed to be their street thing,
Yeah, it was-
but once you got in it, you couldn't get out.
Yeah,
so I
I
was
did
like,
that.
this is just like a maze.
You ever done the
Yeah.
VIP tour thing there, and then you go in the prop warehouse, you think it's going to be so exciting, it's not. It's like, here's all the chairs we use, right, and all that stuff.
Yeah,
But when they got to the clock section, I'm thinking, all this stuff's been in here for 50 years. Like, all the mid-century
Yeah.
stuff and all that. It's actually been in here that long. So I'm looking at all the clocks thinking, every one of these was probably on the wall in Doc Brown's.
Could be, yeah.
In his
We
1985
got
house,
lucky.
right?
We did the Warner Brothers tour.
That was way
Oh,
better.
yeah.
But here's the thing:
VIP-wise, that's a way better
We
tour.
got
This was like a friend
VIP,
who took us on his little
VIP.
Oh, that's cool.
our friend
He's worked
Claudio
there for years.
picked us up in a golf cart
Yeah.
and
That's the way to
and
do
took
it.
us
It
around
was
for about
amazing.
7 or 8
We just walked in
hours.
and out things we weren't supposed to.
Now-
like,
Yeah,
he showed
yeah.
us
He
I
was
got
funny.
to do that at Warner once, and I was really lucky and fortunate to be able to do it. I don't want to sound ungrateful, but the girl who took us was an intern, and she had never taken the regular tour and had no idea what any of the sets were.
Oh,
So we're walking around, and
That's a bummer.
I recognize, like, okay,
Well,
there's
Jeff
Madame
was our
Ruby's
tour
from
guide.
Pee-wee, and there's a spot where Tim Burton pops out, and all the rest I'm thinking, okay, this is River City from The Music Man.
yeah.
But otherwise, I don't know what else. I don't know what I'm looking at.
So we were with a really informed guy,
Yeah.
Claudio. He knows he's
Awesome.
been working there 40 years.
Wow.
And we get to the spot and he goes, "Now, what do you think was filmed here?" And
You
I
knew everything.
and I turned to the kids and I said, "Kids, this is where Pee-wee is on the vine and the
Yeah.
bike is like."
Pee-wee was my only thing.
And Claudio,
you know?
Claudio turns to me and he turns to the kids and he goes, "Your dad knows everything." Because we parked at this random building and he goes, "This is a pretty famous set if you know what it is." And I said, this is the toy shop from Small Soldiers. And he goes, how do you do that?
That's awesome. Small Soldiers.
I said,
they have a scene in the Orange Circle,
They
dude.
do,
We had to go walk around.
I love
I'm
the
like, "Oh,
movies.
Small
I
Soldiers
love the movies.
Small Soldiers was Phil Hartman in that movie? That was his last movie, wasn't it?
I don't want to
I
say
think Phil
yes or
Hartman
no.
was in that
I
movie.
don't know for sure.
If I'm thinking of the right thing.
Phil Hartman taught us all a valuable lesson. If you cheat on your wife and you're going to leave, you have to leave.
Yeah.
Don't stay the night.
Phil Hartman.
Comic genius. Wrote Pee-wee's Big Adventure.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Yeah.
Oh, I was going to say about the traffic thing. The way you have to explain traffic to people that don't live here is that we all measure, because I never noticed that we do this until I leave and come back. We measure distance and time.
Oh, yeah. No.
We never, and it's always depending on the time of day.
Uh-huh,
I would never give you the
that's
same
brilliant.
answer. How far is Universal Studios? I'd go 2 hours.
Yeah.
Right.
I wouldn't tell you it's 30 miles because that would be pointless.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's times I'm looking at the phone, like today, where I was like getting directions between things I'd never driven between before, and I have to drive Old Route 66. So just to get an idea, I'm looking at the mileage, and I'm going from wherever, from Beverly Hills to here's only like 8 miles.
Yeah.
But it takes you an hour,
It's
an hour and
90
a half,
minutes,
and
yeah.
you're going. And I would never measure it that way.
You ever been to the
We
Peterson
did that.
Museum?
Yeah.
The Peterson's amazing, but it's not by a freeway.
Right.
So you get down the freeway and you get off the freeway and it's another 40 minutes to go like 6 miles.
We just went to Woodland Hills, which isn't somewhere we go
Oh,
regularly.
man.
So I didn't know
I'm
how
sorry.
far it was.
Valley.
At 3:30 in the afternoon, after we got the kids home from school,
See,
that's when we head to
And
Woodland
then, like
Hills.
Adam lived here, and he
Oh, it
was
was
like,
ugly.
"Yeah, there's so much stuff I wish I could have done in LA that I never really could do because it was so hard to drive there from Anaheim." And I
can't do it.
I was telling him, even if you live in LA, there are parts of LA that it takes longer to drive from point A to point B up there than it does to drive there from down here.
Right.
Because the way the traffic
The traffic is
So like
awful.
my friend lives in Burbank basically and works in Century City, and it takes way longer for him to get to either one of those places from the other than it takes me to get there from Anaheim.
That's insane.
Just because the way that the traffic works. You
What's
know?
wrong with us? Why
Yeah.
do we put up with this?
I don't know.
Why do we deal with this?
Well, we decide, we'll expand the freeways.
Well, Orange
and
County
we will
is-
never live to see the end of the
Oh,
5
yeah,
freeway
no,
expansion.
no.
Orange County is, as Tyler once put it, God's country. So I'll never.
I mean, okay, so you.
It's a little different than
This
LA
is-
though.
this is
We finished
something
our freeways.
I always like to joke about because you're on the 5, you're coming back to Orange County. This is going to be, I guess, inclusive for some people that are listening, and the 5 is tight, right? It's it's no,
Pinched.
they're widening it, but it is. It's a choke point. It's
Yeah,
slow, and then you hit that that big giant Orange County sign that they have off of Artesia in the 5, and it's like. There's a carpool lane out of nowhere.
Yeah.
There's like 6 lanes. People are just. There's doves.
See, they're
But see,
wide.
by the time I get to that, I have to go to the bathroom. I'm angry, and I'm out of CDs.
Okay, so that's funny. So when I get to that point, I like if my girlfriend's with me, I'm like, here we go, carpool or whatever. Like, look how cool this is, and she's so uninterested. She's like, can we just go home? Why is it every time you have to point out that the freeway gets better right here?
I just don't
because it does,
understand.
it's
They've been
important.
working on that. No one else that lives out of town cares, but they've
No.
been working on that section of the 5 past Valley View for a decade.
Yeah, there's
And
no sign of it ever finishing.
It's never gonna get.
Well, you know what I
For
noticed?
some reason, it's wider past there and before there even a little bit, and they're just gonna leave that. Till the
They've
end of
been
time.
working on that section of the 5 freeway so long that they're building up layers over the graffiti.
Yeah.
Like hieroglyphics
It's
that are being
crazy.
buried in the
Yeah,
sand.
Yeah.
It's never gonna
It's
happen,
interesting.
dude.
I was actually on the 5 recently.
But
and
that's why I never film at Universal. Everyone's like, how come you?
'Cause you don't want to get up there.
I don't want to drive with Universal.
Yeah,
Are you
it's
kidding?
a pain.
That is an all. That
That's
is
half your
like-
day.
Not if I had to film there for 5 or 6 hours, which is what it takes at Disneyland or Knott's. I would have to drive there for 3 hours and drive back for 3 hours, and then have to edit the video.
Oh,
so
it
you're
would
talking
be
about it's way too much
Nightmare.
work.
You have to.
Yeah.
No, that's why there's such a divide between Horror Nights and Scary Farm.
Yeah.
Because of it's not because you can pick one is the better, blah 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 blah, whatever you want.
Scary Farm.
But it really is
Here.
location.
Yeah,
Location.
yeah.
If I live if I live 10 minutes from Horror Nights and 90 minutes from Scary Farm, I'm
Yeah,
going to Horror
you'd be
Nights.
going to Horror Nights,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Because
You
the
know,
traffic is just
I don't know.
murder.
I'd be that way for me.
Although
if
Universal, if you're listening and you let me film on the back lot, I'll come anytime you want. If I can film in Hill Valley, I'm there.
If that were me in that scenario, if I lived 10 minutes from Universal,
You'd still drive to Scary Farm.
and I'll tell you why, Jeff.
Berry punch?
Well, that with no lid. I prefer no lid on my cup.
Well, you're in luck.
Yes, but it's the. Oh, I grew up here. I grew up in Buena Park,
Right, if
so
you're
it's
local,
home. But
Fog Alley.
home.
if I didn't, Scary Farm offers a freaking pass.
Yeah,
that you
yeah.
can go to
Yes.
for the price
For-
of a little more than a ticket.
For a
dude.
reasonable good price.
You can go for the whole.
Is there anything
season.
better than getting
No.
dinner at
No.
the Ghost Town Grill
Oh,
and
the
just
I haven't
buffet?
done that.
and just hanging out in Fog Alley for like an
I
hour?
They
haven't
need to
done that.
get a more reliable gluten-free food for me, and then I'll be joining you at the table.
Yeah.
I want one
My-
restaurant in Knott's to be safe from
My
cross-contamination, and
parents-
I'll be there. Or maybe I could bring in my own food. They should allow that option.
with a cooler. My parents just went to Knott's for the first time in forever. They just bought passes.
Does it live
And-
across the street or something?
Yeah, but they never go. They're just hanging out. You know, my dad likes the Food Network, and my mom just kind of hangs out with the cats, so like they don't really go. But they went for the Boysenberry Festival and they got passes. And I went to their house the other day, and my mom goes, you know, we rode Pony Express, and that was really fun. And she's like, we went to the Ghost Town Grill, and your dad got this amazing barbecue brisket sandwich. It was so good. We can't wait to go. We're going back tonight. And I was like, yeah. I was like, you finally see now for years. Like, why are you always
Your mom is like,
parks?
your father has started a video blog.
Oh man, great!
It was just funny, dude. I was
Yeah,
like,
jump right
I was
in
like,
there.
yeah, you're welcome, Mom. I've been, you know, you dropped me off there when I was a kid, let me roam around, and now you're finally.
That's fantastic.
You're getting it.
As an employee, I applaud
yeah,
that.
there you go. So I figured you'd appreciate that.
That's another reason why I don't go to Universal. I was gonna say because all the history of Universal, all the stuff I'm interested in, is on the back lot that you can't get to.
Oh yeah, I know you're out
or
of
being
luck.
bulldozed.
And they're taking it all
And
down, right?
I've talked to them. I've actually communicated with people at NBC and really tried. People that work there, like, hey, I watch your videos. I'm like, can you talk to whoever it takes so that I can go back there? And the deal is just the way that their contracts work with all these production companies. You have to rent the sets, and there's just a minimum amount of money it costs. And because I'm filming something,
that
it
counts.
just falls under that thing. I'm
I
like,
never, it didn't even occur to me that would be
people
the deal.
can take me back there. I can go look at it, but I
can't
can even take a
film,
picture
right.
maybe, but I cannot film
can't make a video.
anything. Or they have to come after you.
And even if you did, like, let's say you and I figured a way to get on the lot, because there's ways to get on the lot.
Yeah.
You make it, you can't put it up.
No, exactly.
Because you'll get sued.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you'll.
Oh, that's a bummer,
And they'll
man.
say we they'll do it with a smile and say we have to because this is our business is renting
Right.
these sets.
I
So
get it.
until I can afford to
So
just
rent. I'm going to rent. The
or
set
until
today.
they change, they have a,
But, you know,
a more
that's-
savvy social media person who's like, why not? Why wouldn't we let someone
Right,
go back there
yeah.
and do this? It's,
And you know, Knox has gotten really good about
because
social media.
there's some parts of the tram tour, let's say, that are not that they'll say, you know, this is from Desperate Housewives or whatever, and you're going it, and I'm going, well, it's also was used in the Burbs and
Yeah,
this and
yeah,
this. And this.
dude,
yeah.
the
Wouldn't it be
monsters.
cool to go up there and be able to show that house and say that, so
Yeah.
that people that are riding the tram then have a more rich experience because they also know all this other information that what's his name isn't.
the
Jimmy Fallon
corporate
isn't
the
gonna
corporate
give you.
entity doesn't care.
Yeah.
And, you know, because
But
like
Knott's is great because the history's right there.
Yes.
Disneyland is more frustrating now because the history's getting covered up a little bit more.
Sure.
But it's also right there, touchable.
I love history.
You know?
I do. Like when we were doing those Universal runs, yes, we went to Hill Valley, but we went everywhere. We went in the Munster House.
and back
We went
then,
in the Psycho House.
You would have had Boo Radley's house and all that still.
We went in
To Kill a Mockingbird.
Right, we went in the
houses.
house from the Cheech and Chong house.
That's awesome.
It's just a random house, but you're
That's
like, no,
awesome.
this is their house
Yeah.
from Up in Smoke.
That's
or,
so weird.
right? That's and we were in the Chicken Ranch
Chicken
from
Ranch,
Best Little House
yeah.
in Texas.
Oh yeah, and then
Going to bed
National Lampoons is there. All that stuff is there.
Oh yeah, I mean I love all that stuff, and like that's the best part of watching the Burbs, right? Because you're
Yeah.
like, there's the Munster
the
House
Munster
back
House,
there, and there's
yeah.
that, and there's
When
that.
I watched it recently. I was on Netflix or something, and I put it on, and I was like, every time I
Speaking
saw it, I was
of
like,
which,
there's a Monsters House. There's
Back
a
to the
Monsters House.
Future Part 2, when Marty is looking at Biff's grandma's house through the binoculars. That's on Bushnell Avenue in South Pasadena with Lorraine's house and all that stuff. But when it's showing Marty, the house behind him is on Colonial Street at Universal. It's not
Oh,
on
nice.
Bushnell Avenue.
Oh, I didn't know that.
It's the Klopek house from the Burbs.
Klopek.
Behind him. because for whatever reason, and I talked to the lady that lives in the house across the street in Bushnell Avenue. She said, no, they filmed here. Michael used to sit on our front porch, and they filmed that whole scene with him looking.
For whatever reason.
For whatever, there could have been a hair in the gate. Something was wrong, and they reshot it at Universal.
Oh, that's
It's
cool.
just this little. There, only you'll care about that, but.
She's trying to get away with. Look how late it is.
Yes.
Make her say goodnight.
Good night, Josie.
Good
We're gonna
night,
wrap up
Josie.
soon.
Well, I don't care about that, but she's got to go to bed.
It's so funny. I quote The Burbs because I've
that
seen it a
movie.
lot.
I love that
And
movie. Carrie
like,
Fisher's great in that movie.
At
Yeah,
one
she's
point,
really good.
one of my kids said, "What are you talking about?" Because I was going a little bit of the old face to face. Hey, what, Rube? Or when he goes, Glopek, Glopek.
Back.
You hear that, Ray?
Great movie.
You're chanting, Ray. I want to kill everyone. Satan is good. I love The Burbs,
Great
man.
movie. And I've always it tripped me out to go up there, and then the end of the street was not a dead end. You know, I was like, huh?
Yeah.
And then they had that weird mansion up there that was like from Roots 2 or something for a long time,
Yeah.
and it was like bizarre, man. Universal's changed a lot.
It's just when they pick them up and move them around, right?
Yeah, and which makes
Although-
sense. It's
Yeah.
a working movie studio.
A friend of mine got the VIP tour or whatever, and so they walk you through that War of the Worlds set.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
The crash jet, and it's in front of the Jurassic Park 2 Lost World set.
Okay, yeah.
It's the
Site B?
It's site B.
Site B.
Yeah.
So
It's still there, dude.
you
Nice.
can walk.
I'd rather walk through that.
If you're
You
on
can.
foot, the tour guide was just especially cool because this friend of mine had rented the entire VIP tour. It wasn't just we paid to be on
Two
the bus with a
groups,
bunch of-
right.
Yeah, it was one group, and so he walked us back there, and he told me, you know, at your own risk, you want to walk across the bridge, you go ahead, but that bridge is made of plywood and covered with concrete, and the plywood's all rotten, so it's like falling apart. And he's like, I won't even walk out there. So
If
I
you-
almost did it.
if you
But
Google-
there was no camera, so I was like, I'm not risking my neck. If there was a camera, I would
Without-
have done
yeah,
it.
you'd not get
If
the
I could have
footage.
filmed it, I
Yeah.
would have walked across.
Dude, it's interesting. If you Google that site B, like if you look at the photos of it, you'll see some photos when it went boom, and it was like, this is new on the tour before that plane was there and everything
Yeah.
for War of the Worlds, and it's like, oh cool, there's site B, and then you look at it now because I saw it on the VIP tour too a couple years ago.
Gnarly.
I specifically asked the guys like, can I see the site B? And they're like, yeah. You had to like kind of walk behind the plane to see
Yeah.
it. And dude, it's like it's creepy.
It looks
dude.
real.
And now it looks real.
Yeah,
Now it looks like
yeah.
it did with all like the matte painting and stuff around it. Like
That's cool.
It looks like it was actually.
But what's
in-
interesting though
It's
is that
crazy.
the Falls Lake, that big lake from the Truman Show and all the water stuff they shoot there, that is named for the waterfall that comes out right next to that Site B thing. There is a natural seep or whatever coming
that's
from the
right.
thing. So there's
Yeah.
a waterfall, and they shot all these old movies there, and it's like this big piece of film history that's covered up by Jurassic Park, that's covered up by War of the Worlds now.
Yeah.
There's like all these layers of stuff there. And so that's the kind of thing I would love to hop on. I'd love to be able to go film that. I wouldn't have to step on anything. I wouldn't have to hurt
Yeah,
anything.
You just want to look at it.
I just want to look at it.
Yeah.
Exactly. And I can do that
Appreciate it
at
for
Knowledge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
See,
can't do that at Universal.
I did it in the 80s.
I'm not interested in the Minions ride. You know?
Yeah,
as cool as that is.
I'm not
but
interested at all.
Come on.
Oh,
dude.
how am I supposed to
Minions,
film it? You
dude.
know what I mean? It's 3D. You can't film it. I can't show that to anyone. So that's kind of.
People
my...
still do that
I,
though for some reason.
I snuck
They
into-
still film it.
I want to film at Knott's Berry Farm inside the Calico Mine Ride. That's my dream someday.
Oh, I can make that happen. You know, we do
Someday.
that for West Coast Bash.
See, what is that?
Oh, that's the
I just want to
coaster
stand
bash, right?
in the
Yeah.
glory hole and go. You know, that's
can-
a real thing.
they've
I'm
done-
not- I'm
they've
not
done that.
Making a euphemism. I want to stand in there and just film.
Rob Alvey's theme park review, TPR, has West Coast Bash, and every year they
walk through there.
One of the things was a walkthrough tour of the mine ride.
I would love to actually walk. I couldn't decide whether I'd rather walk through the mine ride or the log ride. 'Cause
the
you
mine
think
ride.
about it,
The mine ride's better.
okay, see, I know,
Mine
I
ride's
believe you.
better.
But the log ride, you always go through so fast that you're like,
Yeah.
wouldn't it be cool to stop?
I've walked through both. The log ride's fun, but the mine ride you could actually get lost in.
That's so cool.
That's
My favorite,
rad,
my
dude.
favorite
And I'm
mine
not going
ride.
to say that I have. I am not going to say that I have. But I'm not going to say that I haven't walked through Pirates and the Haunted Mansion at one of the Disney
One
parks.
of the Disney parks.
And it's cool, but if you really look at the Calico Mine Ride and how huge it is,
Yeah.
and how huge that
It's
there's so much there.
It's
The best part of Haunt to me was riding those two rides.
Yeah.
Because
that's what sticks out.
that's
in my
terrifying.
head.
It's terrifying,
and
right?
it's different every time. And you, unlike a maze, you can't slow
You're
yourself
going.
down. You're
Yeah, you're
going,
going.
whether you like it or not.
Yeah.
And that's what actually, before I had the courage to go through mazes, that's what, because I was like, I don't know, 13 or whatever, the first time I ever went to one, 14 or whatever it was, like, that's what you did. You had to do the ride.
Yeah.
And it was like, especially the mine ride because it was so slow.
Well, I used to tell people,
That one was scary.
Scary
scary.
Farm for Southern California is a rite of passage.
Yeah.
You as a kid, you grow up hearing about it,
I just wish
and you
they'd
finally get to be
Fog Alley by tenfold now because that's the scariest.
It's you
To
don't
me,
want
that's the
you don't
old
want to
school
spoil
part.
it, you know.
Yeah, but that's like the most old school feeling part because those rides are.
Well, because it's authentic.
Yeah.
Well, I'm gonna let you go because you're. Thank you so much for taking time. You and Tyler for coming on the show.
We were gonna come before and I got sick.
You got
and I got
sick.
sick again. I'm actually sick right now, but I was like, I'm not canceling.
We love your videos.
I don't care. I'm not gonna cancel. So
We will come back.
I'm
This was a ton of
my
fun.
brain also isn't focused on all the stuff that we would normally talk about, all the 80s stuff and everything, because I'm thinking about Route 66 now.
Well, anytime you want to come and talk an hour about Back to the Future, every minutia
we will
part of the
talk about
movie,
Back to the Future.
we can talk about
Yeah, that's what I was
Back to the
thinking on the way
Future.
here. I was like, man, bummer that my brain isn't on Back to the Future right now because I'm thinking about like, like I don't even know La Bajada, this weird hill, and I'm thinking about all this weird stuff right now. Route 66, it's gonna happen.
I love Back to the Future. What was I was watching Starman. You ever seen Starman?
No,
I
and
think
I
that's-
need to because everyone tells me that I need to see that.
There's a lot of locations you could probably find
Yeah.
from Starman.
That's part of it, and the other thing is people are like, it's just this legendary.
It's a great
thing
movie.
you have
Really
to
good
watch.
movie. So at one point he's hitchhiking with this older guy, and the whole time I'm watching, I'm like,
As you do.
damn,
Yeah.
I
Thanks for
know
the
that
ride,
guy.
baby.
Why do I know that guy? And so I IMDb'd him. It's Red the Bum from Back to the
Heck
Future. You crazy
I
drunk
love
drivers,
that stuff. Crazy drunk drivers.
crazy drunk pedestrians.
See, now, I always thought that was the mayor, because re-elect Mayor Red Thomas, but I guess he'd be too old, so it couldn't have been.
Yeah, but that's a gray area because
Well,
I think
Wouldn't
it's
it be
funny
great that Red Thomas, the mayor, has fallen?
Yeah,
and
that's-
that
I thought that's
that
part of the
lowly-
story.
The lowly janitor from Luz has risen up to be
Yes.
the mayor. Like, wasn't that a great thing? But then you get a little older and you're like, oh, it's not the same person. But wouldn't it be great if it was?
Mayor Red Thomas.
The one.
His
'cause Back to the
progress
Future-
platform means more jobs.
Yes.
More civic opportunities.
See, that's
love
your
this.
headcanon, though. That's cool, man. That's like the
Yeah.
you can make that if it's make it your headcanon. That's the fun stuff,
I
canon, and you.
I have a new book coming out all about Back to the Future, and the middle chapters are basically me extrapolating
when can we
stuff
get this book?
that's not on screen
Oh,
that
yeah.
must have happened.
yeah.
I love that.
Hey, that's
And
awesome.
the big one is when, and we got to wrap this up. My wife has to get to bed. The big
Not
one
me.
is
It's your daughter. She's in there going, Mommy, I can hear them talking. I'm never going to be able to go to sleep. I'm like, oh my God, it's 11 o'clock.
All part of my plan.
when old Biff steals the DeLorean in
Yeah.
part 2. How long is he gone? On screen time, he comes right back, and I'm saying he might have been gone 10 years.
Oh, right.
What did he do
Right.
in those 10 years?
What? Because he had to he had to take the DeLorean, fly it somewhere, park it, and then spend a week. How does this work? How do I make this work as a time machine? Because it's not readily. I mean, it's not like it came out of a factory. It's Doc Brown. It works crazy.
Right.
Right?
He might not have left the neighborhood and gone back in time.
Oh no, he didn't. He couldn't.
have.
No way.
That's interesting. I've
How long-
never even thought of that before.
How long was old Biff gone in that time machine?
When is your book coming out? Because I've had people ask me this week
Yeah.
if it was going to be out on time to be on our table at Midsummer Screen.
That's the goal.
And the
Is
other
that
thing
the
is,
goal?
yes.
Well, there's your answer to
Late
everyone
summer.
that
why does
asked me on
old
Facebook
Biff
today.
get to come back to 2015, an unaltered 2015, but Doc and Marty can't come back to an unaltered?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And what happened to him that made him die?
The heart attack, right? Yeah.
See, because if you talk to Bob Gale, he says Lorraine shot him at some point. She rose up and shot him, and that's why. Because in the uncut footage, he disappears, right?
Yeah.
But forget that. In the movie, he goes. "Blah!" I'm saying he was gone so long, he's dead.
See, I love this stuff. This is the stuff that
He's been
Harrison
gone
Ford
10.
would be sitting
I'm
here
saying
going, "It's
10
a movie."
years.
Oh yeah, Harrison
But-
Ford would not be
Future
psyched on this
episode.
Right.
conversation.
How many DeLoreans are in Hill Valley in 1955? There's one from the first film, one from Old Biff, one in the Delgado Mine.
Yeah.
How many more are there? They're everywhere.
How great is
Everybody's
that?
got a DeLorean.
So this is like a good middle section.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
a good
I just
chunk
keep
of your book.
I just keep rolling with
That's
all of these
great.
what ifs.
I love that. See,
But you have other books already.
Yeah, I have a fiction series. Yeah, the 6 key.
And they're sold, and they're at Knott's Berry Farm.
They sell them at Knott's Berry Farm.
In the magic shop and in the... Which no one knows that shop is there. I was there the other day watching people walk past that shop thinking, there's a shop in there.
It's my favorite store.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the shop that you had walked us kind of just through the park one day when we first hung out, and we had talked about briefly that archery.
Yeah, it was right behind there. Yeah.
And then I found I was looking at Knott's Preserved, and there's that map on the back, and I think I sent it to you. It was like, look, dude, it's the archery
you can
range
see
on the
it,
map.
right?
And I looked at pictures, and there's pictures up. Well, it's not there anymore, obviously, but up until the '80s of like just overgrown archery range and stuff. And
it's cool.
I'd love to go. Now, you can't go back there, but I'd love to go in between those two buildings and see if any of that signage is on there.
No, it's not there.
It's all painted.
I go in there all the time. It's not there. There's a button there to turn off the sound.
A boy can dream about the
Thanks for
archery
ruining
range
it,
that
Jeff.
was.
I'm sorry. I'm really sorry.
But what's cool about what you're saying about the kind of adding the pieces for Back to the Future is like, obviously I know Justin's really into Star Wars. Obviously, you're really into Star Wars.
I named my kid Luke Skywalker.
Right. I love Star Wars as well, and I read a lot of the novels, and they tie in a lot of those things that happen in between films.
Sure,
and
sure,
the
yeah.
characters are doing between this, and someone like Justin might not care about that kind of thing or whatever, or not you specifically, but I like it.
Just the royal Justin.
Just the royal Justin. But because I think you've mentioned that you're just kind of like whatever about the novels.
I don't care about. Well, I've been burnt, dude. Fool me once, the EU getting destroyed.
Yeah,
it has made me never.
You got to be like Plinkett. Don't
tell
me about the novels.
I can no longer care about the novel
Right.
stuff because they've already erased one continuum.
Okay.
After they did that, it was like.
But you had Skippy the Jedi droid. I mean, it doesn't get any more terrible than that.
Right.
It's terrible, dude. They had to erase it, dude. Yeah, you know that Skippy the Jedi droid. He was the R5D. Come on, Red. Well, come on. He malfunctioned, so he would get R2D2, and that's the whole thing.
Yeah, I don't buy any of that.
Garbage.
Yeah,
in the trash, dude.
But
I was there.
Part of populating it in your head and figuring this stuff out in your head is fun versus like the super. I don't go super cynical because part of that you're making it a world in your head, and that's the whole point of all this stuff.
That's what the toys were for me.
You're escaping into this fantasy, and I used to play with toys so much. My kid doesn't play with toys very much. He's way more digital. Like he'll
all
run
kids
around
are
with
now.
sandbox games.
Yeah.
And stuff. But, I mean, I did it with my toys. Like everything was part of that.
Oh yeah,
world,
no. I had a
right?
Darth Vader case, and I went everywhere with my figures.
Yeah.
And I knew the Cantina Band. I called them the Buttheads.
Oh, that's
they were the
awesome.
Buttheads, right?
The Buttheads,
and then the Cantina
That's awesome.
book comes out, Tales from the Cantina, and suddenly they're figuring Dan and the Mododals, and their name of their band is their Jizz Whalers. I never needed to know that.
That's the canon name of the band is the Jizz Whalers?
It's Figure and Dan and the Mododals, and the name of the band they are Jizz Whalers.
See, that's
whatever the
why-
hell that means.
That is why the extended universe had to be erased from history.
That's
dude.
right.
That's just
Give a
one.
garage.
Yes.
Waiting
All
for
right.
you.
We're going to wrap it up, guys.
Okay.
I want to thank Justin and Tyler from Random Land for coming on the show. And Julio and the Blippy and the Skull Rock and everything else that makes life great. And the San Bernardino McDonald's Museum where you went and we went and almost got killed by the homeless.
Rest our
Just
life
be
for that
careful
one.
sleeping in any conical shaped hotels out that way.
Oh, I bet,
Can't
right?
say much more than that, but we can.
Careful. Well, you can stay there. Just don't pull out your camera.
Yes.
Yeah, so thank you guys for coming on the show and hanging out. It's been a blast. It's
Been
the
tons of
greatest
fun.
time ever.
When he comes back, we will come back.
Anytime. You're welcome anytime.
We'll come
Yeah,
back.
don't come here without me, dude.
So here's how we end the
Here
show.
without me, I don't know what I'll do. I'll get very upset.
But see, here's the he lives 2 blocks away.
I know, but
Well,
it's
my
forbidden.
family lives 2 blocks away.
Like, listen, dude,
But-
we all want to be friends together. Don't you go making friendships without me. It'll mess up our friendship.
I know, man.
Yeah, I know.
Oh yeah, I love that voice. That's your voice that you do in his videos. You know, and real quick, you know what Justin does that's so great in his videos is you were talking about if you film stuff in stores, you got to be careful because somebody's gonna come buy it, right?
Yeah.
But beyond that, like when we go to Disneyland, the cigar store Indian, he has a personality now.
Yeah.
Because of your
It's true.
videos.
I make everything talk. You know, it's so
That's
funny
fun.
though. Is I got super trolled on that. People are like, you're making fun of Native Americans.
No.
I was like, what are you talking about? First of all, the unofficial name for that cigar store statue for years people said, oh, that's Chief Stands-A-Lot. Or Chief Seagard was the most common one.
That's a joke, then.
And I said, that's way more.
Yeah.
That's way like. That sounded almost like offensive. So I was like, I'm not saying that. That's why the whole Jimberly thing came from me going, I'm not going to call him Chief Seagard.
I think it's great.
Up, right?
I think it's great.
Why can't his name just be Jim? And everyone I've ever known whose name is Jim, I've always called them Jimberly. So then he became Jimberly.
I think it's fun.
He's Jimberly.
All right, so here's how we end the show. You ever seen
I
Howard
also make
Stern's
things
Private
talk
Parts?
at knots, too.
Yes.
If you ever noticed, the mariachi singer, he loves it. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so here's how we end the show. You ever seen Private Parts with Howard Stern? Where he goes, WNBC.
Okay.
We do 91 Reasons. So we'll do it together, right?
Okay.
Thanks for coming on the show. And the show is called
91 Reasons.
That's it.
Pretty good.
Golf clap us out.
Thanks for listening. By Graham Thar's Hammer. We'll be back with another episode. Live long and prosper. May the force be with you. So say we all. Hey, hey, hey.
Warner Brothers is proud to present the story of a rebel.
I know you are, but what am I?
And his bike. Pee-wee Herman in Pee-wee's Big Adventure. You will believe a man can ride a bike.
I meant to do that.
Rated PG. Now playing at a theater near you.